Hello, Leon Garcia, Mayor, State of American Canyon, also on the executive board for ABAC. I think we've had your presentation before. Good evening again. There are many elements to this compact that I think are workable, but there's also a lot that's very concerning, as you can hear this evening as well in the subcommittee gathering we had as well with ABAC. You know, that sense of local control. American Canyon is in the position of being one of very few cities, I am told by staff who knows all of this, who's meeting all our obligations. So it doesn't have that impact on us in terms of local control. We just approved the 1,253 housing project in American Canyon, which 10% have to be affordable. We have 150 apartment houses being built, of which 10% have to be affordable. We have a 70-unit senior, low-income senior, low-income veterans housing project, probably be opening up February or late spring this year. So we're not on that side of it saying we're not going to build anything. But a piece of the conversation that came up, and I think Councilmember Pat was there at that meeting, said no does not work. Legislation will impose things on it because the situation is that severe. We have a huge housing and economic crisis based on we have been fantastically prosperous in this area. We're attracting multi-million-dollar corporations. But the piece that's not working is the housing part. As an example, I was at one of these league conferences meetings. In line with me for lunch was a council member from Los Altos, who's also a realtor. Told this story to a number of you. A 60-year-old house that's 1,500 square feet on a very small lot sold for $4 million as a teardown. That's the impact they're feeling in South Bay. North Bay, we're a little more fortunate. We're actually in Napa, Solano County. My colleagues are here from there. I know our city and Solano County is the last affordable area in the Bay Area for housing stock. And it's beginning to rise because it's a displacement issue. The other elements we talked about here that issues were raised, certainly worthy of discussion. But a piece for me that has to be part of this conversation is transit. People move where housing is affordable. I'm talking with people who now the commute time is upcoming, not just Novato, East Bay to the west side of the Bay, Sacramento to San Francisco. So, a gentleman I was talking to this day who's on top of these issues, no, it's Sacramento to now Roseville, being pushed further out to affordable housing. Having family on the East Coast, that corridor that goes from New York to Washington, D.C. rail works quite well. People move out to where the community in the suburbs is affordable to them, lifestyle they want, and they commute into the city. Transit's not working well here. And I think that's another issue that we need to solve to be able to solve the housing inequity process. I talk with people at South Bay, San Mateo. The displacement is tremendous. Basically, your service workforce for the cities lived in San Mateo, as I'm told, by their council representatives. They've been pushed out. Now commuting from Tracy, Stockton, because they can't afford the housing. We have businesses, and Mayor Dunbar and I were at a meeting recently, mayors of Napa County. Businesses are closing, and the impacts beginning to be felt because they can't find the staff, because the staff can't find the housing, and they're not going to commute. Hired professional staff are finding the same problem. So a piece of the conversation I would add to this thing, again, gets back to transit. The Governor Brown's railroad dream, frankly, did not work for me. But if you build a high-speed rail line between, say, Sacramento and the Bay Area, between Stockton and the Bay Area, now you can begin to get the workforce and the commuters in for housing. And there's less impact on the Bay Area in terms of having to meet this housing demand. It's a much larger regional picture beyond County. Thank you.